What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Touchdown with Doug Smith. Man, I got a special guest here today. I brought JT of JT and the Don Sports, man. Awesome, man. We're both diehard Miami Dolphin fans. He did a mock draft for the Miami Dolphins and our whopping 4 picks. And then we're like, hey, well, that would just be a 2-minute, 3-minute episode. Why not? I also do one. So we're going to have some banter. We're going to get into it. Let us know your comments down below. Comment down below. Hit the like, and let's start off our mock draft series for the Miami Dolphins. JT, man, how you doing today, man?
Good, man. I appreciate you having me on the show, man. It's been a long time coming. Big fan of the show, man. You got great content. I love the interviews, man. Getting those young guys' stories out there before they get to the league, man, it's great stuff.
So we're going to share his mock draft, and then we're going to share mine right after. But make sure you go down below in the description of this video. JT and Don, I'm going to have all social media stuff down below. Y'all be sure to give my guy a follow. He covers all sports. He also has a super dope co-host. Check him out. Let's go. Let's jump into it. Boom! Round 2. Man, I like these picks, JT. I like these picks. So walk me through, man. What's your thought process in getting these, man?
All right, my thought process is I hate Tom Brady, and he better be on the way because he's the reason that we're in this mess right now, that we got no picks. The man that never was. He never came, but the reason I picked Carbonet first is 2 reasons. One, I feel like we've missed out on this boat a couple of drafts. Those second-round running backs that turn out to be really good, guys like Jonathan Taylor that we could have drafted, or like a Derrick Henry, just guys that don't go in the first round, but it's clear they're talented. To me, and I could be wrong, but I think I'm right, and this will be proven over time. I think Zach Carbonet is the second best running back in this draft behind Bijan. And if we can get him in the second round, I think that's a steal. You have to make that move. I think he is a true 3-down back, workhorse. He's a big kid, 6 foot 220. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. Great runner, deceptive speed for a guy his size. And look at the running backs we got. They're just the old remains of the 49ers bones. We got Wilson Jr., like Raheem Mostert. Like, they're going to miss like 10 games. So yeah. Why not bring in a young guy? I just saw him at his pro day. He worked out in the rain, caught the ball well. Strong kid, got great wheels. I think that would be a steal for us at the second round.
Like that. Then we got a center, Luke Weipler. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Graded an A. Possibly one of the best centers in this draft. I like that.
Yeah, gotta go with the Big Ten, man. Like Ohio State linemen, I feel like their floor is like a ceiling, man. Like you can't go wrong with that. He's gonna be nasty and tough on the interior. So we always need offensive linemen. So I say, why not go get the Ohio State kid?
I love it. Then after that, you got Juice Scruggs.
I just picked him because of his name. Like, your name is Juice Scruggs. You got to be a baller, man. Come on. Round 6, I can't let my dog Juice drop any further. But no, it's the same thought process. He's played in the Big Ten. That's all about line play on both sides. So he's battle-tested, man. I like his game. I think he's a good player. I think we get him and Weipler together. I think our offensive line is going to have an identity change. Like, we're going to be nasty up front.
That's sick, man. And I feel like, guys, I want to add this to kind of in addition to what you're saying is that people like
Connor Williams, John Blank.
I feel like he shouldn't feel safe.
He should.
Okay, but like nobody should feel safe unless you're like Armstead or Hunt. Jesse Davis is coming back. I'm like, hot dang, we got an unproven rookie from 2 years ago, was kind of banged up, and we're gonna see what he does this year. It's frustrating. So I'm hoping that with at least 2 of these, and my draft pick, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, I'll show it here in a second. It looks very similar to JT's, a little different. I got a tight end there, but yeah, here, let's get to it, man. All right, so we got Clayton Tune, quarterback, Houston. I'm not familiar with this.
I'm going to explain this. I'm going to explain this in a minute, but I want to go back to the point you made about the offensive lineman, and I agree with you. Like, they shouldn't feel safe except for Armstead. And if anything kind of proves that, just remember last year when we got all these new pieces and Armstead was one of the guys that came in. What's the first thing he did? He was staying after practice to fix the guys on the line's technique that played
leadership.
Before. Yeah, so that lets you know we got work to do. So we got to get guys in there that just want to knock people on their ass. But Clayton Tune, I like this pick. And this pick could go a bunch of different ways because it could be him. It could be somebody like Stetson Bennett. I'm thinking of we got to have a Tua insurance policy. Like,
I feel
talk
that.
about knowing about somebody's going to get hurt. I'll worry about him getting hurt. But Brock Purdy has shown us the light. Get a guy that's smart, that can play within this Shanahan-like system, get the ball out of his hands quick to the guys that can make plays like Tyreek Waddle, and good
Yeah.
things can happen. And I think Clayton Tune is in that category of quarterbacks that fit that bill. Like, he could come in and be a Brock Purdy type, and then boom, if Tua goes down, we got somebody that comes in that can get us 5 or 6 games if needed.
I love it. I love it, man. And like, what's so exciting about this era, JT, is that we're seeing more and more NFL ready quarterbacks than ever. I mean, and we're both Dolphin fans. We know the history. Dan Marino was the first ever quarterback to come out of his rookie year and take them all the way. I mean, that's amazing, right? Then later in life, okay, Ben Roethlisberger, then okay, Russell Wilson kills it his rookie year, and it starts to become more and more frequent, especially now, right? We saw Brock Purdy light it up for the world, right? So,
Doug, the fact that we are still talking about Dan Marino tells you everything that they need to know about the Dolphins quarterback troubles. Like, think about, like, we love Dan Marino, love the guy. That's one of my favorite players in any sport, but he's been gone a long time. Like, we can't be in this quarterback purgatory forever. We got to
yeah.
start taking some shots.
Yeah, man. Hey, nothing bad lasts forever, man. Even the Browns, I mean, they had some success with Baker Mayfield 2 years
It's starting
ago.
to feel like the Cubs forever type stuff. It's starting to feel that way.
Yeah, I don't want the Dolphins to be the Cubs of the NFL. All right, so here's mine. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Boom. Okay. All right, I'll walk y'all through this. So we need a right tackle, y'all. Bergeron, he is light on his feet. This guy is like a big old freaking 300-pound Viking. He can ball out. He's aggressive. He's a steamroller. He's everything that you want. Good usage of the hands. And I hate to use cliche language when breaking down players at any other, but I'm breaking down his film, man. He's very good. I've done a lot of research on him. I've even tried to get him on the show, man. This dude is a baller. Having him on the opposite side of Armstead and having people compete for our 2 guard positions on our center, I think is going to be massive, right? So we did get a guy from the Jets, Feely, I think his name was. He has a super awesome mustache. He's somebody I could see starting. And then, of course, it's just a lot of mediocre guys that we have in that room, man. So making a statement in the second round with Matt Bergeron, I think, is super important. Then there's Tucker Kraft. He can block, folks. You can do what Mike Gesicki couldn't. He can block. Mike Gesicki, man, I'm so ticked off he's on the Patriots, but that's another episode for another day.
You miss Gesicki already, man?
Yeah, I miss him, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. He was so fun to watch, but he couldn't freaking block, man. You're that big and you can't block is ridiculous. There's smaller tight ends than him who can block. But Tucker Kraft, man, he's elusive, man. He can go out and get the ball. He gets separation. I think that's so important, man, as a tight end, man. But for a lot of the packages I think Mike McDaniel's trying to do, I think Tucker Kraft fits the mold. He's considered a top 3 tight end in this draft as well, too. Some even say top 5. But this is a guy to take and definitely watch. Then there's Aubrey Miller, who, though he played for Jackson State, dude could have literally played for like a Sooners. Dude could have literally played for like an Alabama. I watched him at the Reese's Bowl. He balled out of control, man. He did the thing. There's some stuff on his speed and stuff like that. But as far as his strength, knowledge of the game, leadership, Aubrey Miller is a downhill. Kind of question him as far as guarding, tight ends and receivers. But as far as against the blitz, this is a guy who's a great package guy, and he could develop into something so much more, man. And we saw what happened with Mr. Houston, who got signed from Jackson State or got drafted by the Detroit Lions last year. So don't sleep on these cats from these HBCUs, man. I got Aubrey Miller becoming a Miami Dolphin, and then last pick of my very short draft, Mohamed Ibrahim. So he's splitting receptions with another running back over in Minnesota, but Golden Gopher fans will take and tell you, and I watch a lot of Golden Gophers football. I'm not even from Minnesota, y'all, but I got to give this guy's props. Mohamed Ibrahim is super dope. This guy is, I think beast mode. That's the way he runs the ball, like a possessed man who is on fire. This guy is amazing. This is a deep running back draft. This is a deep tight end draft. It's deep in a lot of positions, deep quarterback draft. One of the best drafts that we've had in years, man. But if Muhammad is there in round 7, man, welcome to South Beach, baby. You got to come on and get it, man. This dude is gonna ball out, and he'll probably even he may mess around and be running back too. This is how good this guy is, man. So very, very excited. But man, what are your thoughts on my mock draft, JT?
I like this. Only 2 questions I have because I like what you did here. You shot for the moon. Aubrey Miller Jr., I'm gonna give you that one just because you are standing on 10 tables for him, and I believe in the talent just based off I know what you're talking about. So I like that pick. Round 6.
Yeah.
If he's the guy you say he is, that's a steal. Kraft, I like. I just want to know, is it Gesicki is bad, or are we just not using that position, the tight end position at all? Because we do a lot of 3 receiver stuff, but it's odd that Gesicki wouldn't fit in that because he's basically like a big slot receiver. So
Yeah.
I want, because we tried this before. We had Hunter Long and we just traded him away. So I wonder if are we just not using tight end? If not, I'll be hesitant to spend a round 3 pick on him. But if we're actually going to use Kraft and he's this talented, that's a good pick. And then Ibrahim, I agree, 7th round is awesome, especially if he's back to health. Because I think if this is like 2 years ago, he wouldn't be in the 7th round. Like he'd be much higher.
No. Yeah, he'd be like 4 or 3.
Yeah. And then he had the injury, and then you just want to see if he's all the way back. But this is the all upside draft, man. Like if all these guys hit, you're looking at 4 special dudes.
Yeah, absolutely, man. To answer your question, man, Miami Dolphins had no clue what the heck they were doing. And I won't even say another episode for another day. Let's talk about it now, man. Mike McDaniel, there's a lot of great things about him. I think he has high emotional intelligence, EQ, as they call it. I think he knows how to run an offense. He knows how to bring the best out of people. And I like this play calling ability, but I do question him with how he handles tight ends. Because how do you not get Gesicki in the dude? How? Why?
Well, I don't understand how you come from a team where you guys feature George Kittle. Like he's the guy, and you're supposed to pick that up. So I don't understand how we couldn't make that work. But I agree with that. That is a concern of mine.
Yeah, so that would be the big issue. But I feel like with some of the new additions, I mean, our secondary is so dope, but we just got to stay healthy. We got to stay healthy. That's something that it's a player's responsibility, but also it could just happen because it's a gladiator sport. But also the coaches got to do their part as well, too, making sure guys are stretched up on the sidelines, playing smart. You know what I mean? It's a long season, man. It's a long freaking season. At one point in time, we were the best looking team in the NFL, and I don't think anybody could have beat us.
We were, and then our quarterback couldn't stand up anymore, and then that wasn't the case.
Exactly, man. And I said this too. Like I'm on record for saying this. Oh, we got Tyreek. Woo! We got all these big names. Woo! Melvin Ingram. Woo! Man, what about an O-line? Okay, you got Armstead. That's great, man. There was another tackle on there. We still had room in the cap room for, bro. It was a dude from Dallas who's on the Bengals now.
Collins.
And that freaking, and we have him on the team. We're probably beating the Bills in the playoffs, man.
We did the best we could with a 3rd string quarterback on short notice. I mean, that is about as much as you can ask for. I will say this. I agree when you're saying it's always O-line, but I think the biggest need for us is it's weird because we've been addressing this position, I feel like the past couple years, and we just threw big money after it. And I just don't feel like we have the answer. It's pass rush. Like we still don't have one. Like we paid Bradley Chubb, who I wasn't a fan of when he came out. Because I have a rule. And Don will tell you, he doesn't always agree with me, but I'm like, if you're a defensive lineman and you're going to top 10, I expect you to get double-digit sacks every year you're in the league. Like 100%. That is what a top 10 lineman looks like. And like Bradley Chubb is not that guy. Like I watched him last year, especially in that Bills game. He just spent the whole time slipping. So we just paid him $100 million. Jalen Phillips, I love him. He's a UM guy, big Canes fan. Yeah. But I need somebody that can go out there and get me 10 sacks. Because when we have that guy, then these other guys are going to be unblockable in one-on-one situations. Chubb's got one-on-one blocks. Then you got Jalen coming in on one-on-one blocks and pass rush.
Don't forget Emmanuel Ogba. Is he going to come back healthy?
Yeah, like we need a Von Miller type guy. Like that guy that's just going to take so much attention in the front 7 that these other guys can just be one-on-one and win their matchups, and we're just creating havoc. We got to find a pass rusher. I just don't think we have the picks to do it in this draft.
Yeah, man. It's and like that's why I chose Aubrey Miller, and I was like, all right, man. It goes right tackle, right, or maybe someone who's interchangeable between guard and tackle, right? And then boom, tight end. If there's a good one still there, it's a pretty deep draft. Like Braden Willis is, shout out to my guy Braden, fan of the show. That's a guy who's probably gonna be around round 6. He could be available. If he's there, snag him. He can do it all: block, catch, everything. But I got Tucker, man. I'll say this, man. This draft, man, we need to hit on at least 3 out of 4 of these, and that could determine if we make it to a Super Bowl or not. You know what I mean? Like, but that tackle, man, like it's not gonna happen in free
Jackson.
Yeah, man. Austin Jackson, man. Sorry, Miss Jackson. You ain't a Dolphin. Awesome, man. JT, man, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you comment below. Let us know how this episode made you feel. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you want to cuss us out? Catch us in the comment section, man. We always love talking with the fans of the show. JT, first time come on the show, bro. You always have a spot coming back on here, man. You and your co-host, Don, man. Let the good folks know where they can find you, and I'll have all that stuff down below in the description.
Oh, yeah, man. And I appreciate having me on the show, man. I had a great time. Definitely will come back. It's JT and the Don, All Sports Podcast. You can find us anywhere you listen to all your podcasts. We're also on social media, JT and the Don, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. So check us out wherever you find it.
Boom. I love it, man. Y'all have a blessed night. Catch y'all next time on the Touchdown with Doug Smith. Go and hit that subscribe button.
Turn 100 for the touchdown, king crown, gain inside, leading your town, hit you faster than the sound, bad boy, throw it down, yeah, I'm ill, not my will, don't Copperfield, fill the house, listen to the roaring crowd, drop a light, calm it down, Heisman, all the haters mouth, superhero hit them wow, packing more action than bing, boom, bam, pow, touchdown for the win, we live, subscribe right now.